African American or Black American? Hey, gather here, and tag any African American out there. Gather here, come here. Now, I'm here on behalf of our brothers and sisters from the continent of Africa. I'm here to talk to you today. Now, we don't have a problem when you say you are Black American, you are not African American. We don't have a problem. In fact, it's okay because that's what you are. You're an American and you are born in America. Call yourself Black American. It's fine. Now, the problem is when you start having these issues with Africans. Hey, Chineke, oh, my brother, my sister, Africans don't have time for war. If you're fighting this war, you're fighting it yourselves, not us. I have seen these videos, some Black Americans making videos saying it's bad luck to be associated with the name African. It's bad luck to call yourself African American because of all the shit that's happening in the continent of Africa. It is bad luck when you call yourself African because that's why a lot of bad things are happening to them because they are associated with the name Africa. That Africans are bad luck. God. That Africans, we come here to disrespect you guys. Me, Wajiko, coming from Kenya. How many miles? Do you know how many miles from Kenya? Coming all the way from Africa to come here and disrespect anybody. For what? We are not here for any sort of competition. We are not here for any sort of war. We have left our problems back home. We have tribal issues. We have our own issues. We have our own government issues. We have so many problems to deal with, leave alone coming to America to disrespect and to take over what Black Americans here have. Let me tell you guys, as Africans, when we come to America, we come here with a purpose. Majority of us, and I'm not saying because some of us lose focus, of course, human is human, but majority of Africans, when we come to America, we come here with a purpose. We come here with goals. We come here to better our lives. We come here to make our lives good, and we come here to work. We don't come here to take from anybody. We work hard. We put in the work. And the last thing we worry about is who is called who. Who is who? We don't care about that. All we want is a good life for ourselves, and all we want is to make our lives better, and all we want is to work harder. Okay? And these problems, it's a shame to see people who look like us trying to fight us. Why are you fighting Africa? A lot of Black Americans, they say Africans don't like them. What we don't like is problems. This is the confusion. A lot of Africans, we don't want problems. We don't. That's why we try to stay away. And some Black Americans, they think we don't like them. Just because we stay away from problems, it doesn't mean, because what happens as an African when we come to America, if you go to work or if you meet some African Americans or Black Americans, let me say Black Americans, because I don't want to disrespect you guys. When we meet Black Americans, what do we get? Most of them, as soon as
the feud between Black Americans and African Americans is something that I've always wanted to talk about, because it comes at a point where even the blacks themselves have turned against each other, yet they are the same race that is feeling so much oppressed by the white supremacy. So in this today's video, I want you to listen to this lady talking to Black Americans to stop feeling much about themselves and embrace their brothers, that is the African Americans, the Africans who have traveled long distance to find fortune in America. It is a point that, or it is a moment that we have to embrace one another, because there's no enmity between the blacks. We should live together as a common race. So let us watch this and make a reaction in the end.
They hear the African accent, they treat us like we are stupid. We don't know what we're doing. We are dumb. We are from Africa. You know, they think we are so poor. We are here because of, I don't know what the mentality is, but there's that kind of treatment. And a lot of Black Americans, they are, and especially women, and I will say this, especially women, they have this anger. They have this bitterness. They're ready. Even if you go to some customer service, Black America, the minute they look at you like that, you open your mouth, they'll be giving you like, they'll look at you in a way, you know, and they'll make you feel like, my goodness, whatever you're asking, you just, and also at the same time, you meet good ones. They are good ones. They are good Black Americans, very nice ones. I go to a Black American church and there are so many good ones, yeah? So I'm not trying to say all Black Americans are bad, but what I'm saying is, it's good you can say you're not African, but the thing is, do not start having problems and fighting with Africans. Africans, we are not here for that kind of fight. We appreciate being in America. We prayed to be here. We prayed for us to get American citizenship. We had to study. We had to read all those questions. And some of you don't even know all those things, the process we have to go through. We paid money, you know, because it's not free. To fill in all the paperwork is not free. We file for these forms and it costs us money, but we pay, and we know that we have paid the price. And guys, African Americans or Black Americans, I want to assure you, when you come to the continent of Africa, you are more than welcome. Do not feel like Africans are here to threaten. No. And by the way, Africa is not that behind. My brother, you know, like the guy saying that with all the shit that is happening in Africa, let me tell you, there are so many Black Americans that are moving to the continent of Africa. There are so many. I have seen this lady, if you know, for reference, you can go to Instagram and or YouTube, find this lady called Traverse Culture. This lady, she's helping a lot of Black Americans relocate to the continent of Africa. There are so many moving to Nigeria and Ghana and all this, and even some moving to Asia. And no one is having a problem with them. In Kenya, we say, Karibu, hakuna matata. You're welcome. No matata. In fact, as soon as you land in Kenya, nobody is going to tell you you are from where. When you speak, we can tell you are an American. And in most cases, we wouldn't even know if you are an American from Kenya. Nobody cares. All we care is our brothers, our sisters, welcome. That's all. So why the war? Why all this problem? African. And I see this video lady saying, we don't like African food. It tastes nasty. Have you tasted all African food? I've been, you know, for me, being Kenyan, we have tribes. We have so many tribes in Kenya. I haven't tasted all the tribe foods, you know, like, of course, most of the food are similar, but some tribes, they have certain food, you know, and I haven't tasted all, like, I haven't been to the Maasai land to taste the Maasai food, you know, things like that, although most of our foods are similar. But all I'm saying is, I've never been to some African countries, so I've never tried their food, so you don't know. And stop thinking Africa is that behind. Africa is not. You'll be surprised. You need to travel. You need to travel. My sister, my brother, you need to travel. Travel and see the world. See what is out there. Don't think that America is all, like, everything, you know. America is good, don't get me wrong, but there are countries that are much better than America. There are countries that are greater than America. There are countries that are awesome. There are countries, you know, stop down looking on other countries, you know, like continent of Africa. If you have money, I can tell you, if you have money, or if you can survive, if you can work remotely and live in Africa, you'll be living like a king or a queen. That's what I can assure you. I'm not promising you jobs, because why are we here? Because we don't have jobs. But there are people who have jobs in Africa getting paid well. There are people from Africa who will not live in America. Because what is this? You know, you need to travel. Before you think being associated with Africa is bad luck, travel and see the world. There are so many good things about Africa you don't know. And well, this is what makes me mad. While most let me say some, while some black Americans are complaining about Africa, white people are busy traveling to Africa, enjoying enjoying continent of Africa. They are enjoying. And you know what? I'm so happy to see that even black Americans nowadays are moving out of America. They know better. So know better. Stop fighting the online social media wars.
So it is always known that people have to live together regardless of the race. And the black Americans are coming out as oppressors in this situation because they are not ready to embrace their brothers, the African Americans. Yet their lineage points down to Africa. These are people who were taken from Africa during slavery period to work in the white farms, and they suffered a lot to be in America. But they've now forgotten about their heritage, their lineage, where they came from, and they see their brothers as their enemies. This is the discussion I want us to have today, because all blacks belong to Africa. Africa is where they came from. Even the black Americans, they came from Africa. So there's no point of delineating the African Americans as lesser beings or people who are coming to America as competitors or people who are going to rob them of the opportunities. Not really. That's not the case, because Africans love black Americans and they will always want to live together with them. Africans mind about their brothers in any continent or any region, because they feel that over time we have been a lesser race. We've been seen as lesser beings, whereby opportunities are not provided to us. The whites have always oppressed us, subjected us to situations that are not worthy. For instance, slavery was not a walk in the park for a black African. It was a moment whereby Africans or the blacks lost lots of lives in the hands of the oppressor. So the common enemy here is inequality subjected to Africans or the blacks. We must fight to achieve the equality we deserve. That is when we will be free. We should not fight each other. We should not feel that we are enemies as blacks. That is the message I want to bring across today. Now, I want you to share your thought on this topic. Hit our comment section and tell us what you feel about it. Also, if you're watching us for the first time, kindly consider making a subscription to this our channel. I'll really appreciate. Like and share. Thank you, and may God bless you.